Right. Well, I am back for a wonderful Monday morning. Yeah, I'll be getting up in 7 hours to go to work. I know, it's that Monday. It's back again for that. So hopefully this video will cheer somebody up. I know it's Monday and everybody's depressed. Well, most of us are.
Not me, I don't work today.
Okay, well.
I work the rest of the week.
Yeah, that must be nice. So anyway, so I am reviewing a sequel, Jewel of the Nile. So I will ask the audience a question. What is your favorite sequel to a movie? Or better yet, what is your favorite sequel and what is one that maybe shouldn't have been made?
Speed 2.
Oh, well, you took mine.
Yes, I know. I never seen it.
Oh, yeah, that one really should not have been made. And my favorite ones might be Back to the Future 2. And, well, I did like Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. That was the third movie. But I guess I'll go with that. Or even Gremlins 2. I did like that one better than the first one, believe it or not. I know it's kind of a weird one to throw out there. Well, then what is your favorite sequel? Ninja Turtles 2?
Nope. Beetlejuice. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'll have to think.
Any of the Transformers?
I do like the second one.
Alright, so I guess...
I don't like the third one.
So I guess that one kind of counts. Terminator 2, people do like that one better. But anyways, I would like to hear your thoughts on that. It's always fun to do sequels. Are they better than the first one? And then the third one could either be okay or it could completely kill the franchise, which, in my opinion, Terminator did that in Ninja Turtles 3. Oh my god, that should have never been made. So anyways, moving on to Jewel of the Nile. I will obviously not tell you what I think of it until the very end. But you could probably pick up on little things probably as we go along in this movie. If you ask Kathleen Turner what she thought of this, she would give you probably a slap in the face for even bringing it up. I guess this was a little bit of I guess there was some chaos with this, apparently. She was obviously mad at Robert Zemeckis for some of the scenes in the first one, but at least it was a good script. Apparently, she read the script of this one and was not happy at all.
And why did she do it?
Well, she did it, first of all, because she was under contract. She was obligated. But then when she read the script, she wanted to back out. And 20th Century Fox pretty much does what they do. Do this, or we're going to slap you with a $25 million lawsuit in 1985.
God dang.
Big chunk of change.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And imagine what that would be like today. It would be a lot more. And it is typical of 20th Century Fox to do something like that. Since it blocked my video early last morning, so I had to trim some of the clips. Thank you, 20th Century Fox, for policing my video. I hope you're proud. I was giving you free advertising, and you clipped my movie clips. Unreal. But they are paired with Disney, so what do you expect? What? Disney likes to slap that stuff on. So anyways, with this...
Hocus Pocus is going to be really fun to do. So is Halloween Town.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hope you're going to enjoy 6-second clips. Well, spoiler alert, yeah, we are doing Hocus Pocus. That is for sure.
And Halloween Town.
Makes Siskel and Ebert mad? I am fine with that. So, oh, yes, and this movie also made them mad. They were probably horrified at some of these scenes. So anyways, we're going to leave the bald man and the fat man out just for a couple seconds here. So, going back to this movie here, there were some obstacles along the way. And one of them was, this is done by not Robert Zemeckis. This was done by Louis Teague. He did a movie called Alligator and Cujo was more of a name that people are familiar with.
I know the name Cujo. When I was born, that's my dog's name.
Well, yes, that was based on a rabid Saint Bernard.
Nope, that was not my dog.
And apparently, this guy did not do action movies well. I guess, Michael Douglas, as you know, was the producer on these two movies. So, they were going to shoot the action scene, which, by the way, took hours. Maybe it even took days. It took a long time to set it up. And then with all that long hours, they go to shoot, and there's no raw film in the camera. Yeah. It's kind of a problem. How are you going to film a movie when there's no film in there?
Not how they do it.
Michael Douglas found out about it. He looked in the camera and then blew up and yelled at the crew, which, I mean, who could blame him? Long hours, then you go to shoot. Oh, wait, what's wrong? Oh, yeah, there's no film in the camera. It's kind of what happened when Vince McMahon found out that there was no gasoline in the generators when they were doing an XFL football game. So this is chaos just like that. They didn't know what they were doing. So, yeah, there was 3 scripts that were written for this. And even the third one, Kathleen Turner, was still disappointed with it. And with this little obstacle, it wasn't pleasant. And they couldn't shoot in Africa because of the 120-degree heat. Aw, poor babies. I guess they were kind of prima donna back then. So, alright, so with this movie, let's go along with the story here. This is starring Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas, and Danny DeVito. They really don't need any introduction. I did this already with Romancing the Stone. I don't think I even forgot any movies that they were in. So the story of this is pretty much Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, Joan Wilder, and Jack Colton they're in a port south of France, and they're living on a yacht. Doesn't sound so bad, but of course Joan Wilder is bored being on the ocean. God forbid she doesn't like salt water or fun or anything like that. And of course, Jack Colton likes to see the world. He likes to water ski, do all that fun stuff, and she likes to lounge around and put this powdered donut glaze on her nose and enjoy her cheap little sun hats and write her stories. Which it would be funny if a dolphin took one of them and just kind of dumped her typewriter in the ocean. That would be kind of amusing. But that doesn't happen. So, long story short, they're bored. Michael Douglas also doesn't like the fact that she is a successful novelist and goes to these snooty parties where they speak a whole different language. And he would rather just see the world and have fun. I guess I can't blame him. So they end up, let's just say that causes a rift with their relationship. She meets this guy named Omar. He talks her into going to Africa. So they kind of split for a little while. And it turns out that Omar is bad. So Jack Colton goes to find her in Africa. So I will show the first clip of their lovely relationship.
Was this the end of my freedom? My salvation? My career?
Okay, so there is some pretty cool stuff going on here. As you can see, they are bored with the relationship. But I honestly, so far, don't see a huge problem with this movie. I know that it did generate some money, but people, honestly, I'll just say that they were disappointed in this. So far, it's not bad. I know it's just the opening. But as you can see, they are a little bit... She looks bored with the relationship anyways. The part with the water ski, he does get her with water, and she looks really irritated. So, And some of that could be acting, and some of it could be she just doesn't want to be in this. I don't really know, but she does throw her typewriter overboard as well. So I honestly forgot about that part. So the part with the dolphins was honestly a joke. I forgot that her typewriter goes overboard. So I will show the next clip of Jack Colton being bored with the relationship, or annoyed, which way you want to spin it.
This is my publisher. Oh, you're Howard? This is you are Mr. White?
No, I'm Mr. Colton.
What do you do, Mr. Colton?
Casino work.
Casino work.
Go downstairs and punch in. Excuse me.
Well, Mr. Colton does seem a little bit irritated at this party with these yuppie people, I guess. Her publisher is Miss Boring. She's incredibly stuck up, and it looks like that her hairdo. It looks like she stuck her fingers in an electrical socket. So, and you can tell that he's even annoyed by the people even asking him questions, and yeah, it's just not going to go anywhere. So she gets asked to go to Africa, and this is where they seem to go in different directions. And I will show the next clip of Jack Colton. He's running into a old friend, and we will find out who that old friend is in just a second.
I scumbag. I'll keep you company. Cartagena, Colombia. Long time no. Goddamn. Filled with rejects from the communicable disease ward. Every wacko, trippy, open-sword lowlife was in that joint. All of them wanting to hire on as my proctologist. And rats. I'm full of rat bites.
Well, our friend Ralph is back, and he is jumping out of Nick Swartzen's house.
Who?
Nick Swartzen from he's a really bad stand-up comic who was in some Adam Sandler movies. I Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. You never saw that? You did? He was the guy jumping around like a fairy at the one. He was actually a fairy at the one costume party. Okay, I guess you don't remember. Okay, anyway, so he jumps out of Nick Swartzen's house. Really bad comedian. Look him up if you don't know who he is. I wouldn't blame you. So Ralph is not happy, as you can tell. He had some not so much fun in jail, as he was pretty much picked apart, and I guess he had to get rabies shots for 12 weeks. So not from the people, but from the rats. So now we will find out what happens to Jack's boat, because he's looking to still sell the world, and for some reason he wants to go to Greece. Of all the places to go, Greece.
I want to go to Greece.
No, you don't. They do not treat Americans well there.
But it's pretty.
What part?
The parts in the movies.
Oh, jeez. It's called the Acropolis for a reason. Alright, so I will show the next clip of Jack's boat.
Hey, the hell are you? Omar steal our jewel. Johara. Jewel? You were invited with the woman. You can get into Omar's palace. My people cannot. People, what? Come to help find the jewel now, before Omar kill many people. As long as Omar have the jewel, nothing can stop him. Look, I'm going on the boat. You guys can do what you want.
Well, that's a blast. I guess he's not going anywhere. Oh yeah, he is. He's going to Africa. Hope he gets his shots. Well, you gotta get them to go there. That's actually a thing. You really do. That's really not I mean, it's a joke, but it's not. So anyways, he is now going to Africa to rescue Joan Wilder. So we will show you the Omar tricking Joan into going there. I call it BS 101. And we are going to, and I'm going to show you that in just a second.
My people love me.
Yes, I seem very enthusiastic.
Oh, this is a good shot for you. The little boy holding up my picture.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful.
Well, doesn't he seem like such a nice guy? He just seems so nice. This is just typical. A guy in power acts like such a gentleman, and it turns out that he's just gypping all these people at the same time. It's kind of like the Reagan administration. So anyways, I will show you...
It's kind of like government in general.
Well, it is, yes. Yeah, they have on the, the fake smile and, all that fun stuff. So anyway, so now I will show the next clip of his, he called it a humble house. We'll see how humble it really is.
He also said poor.
Oh yes, he did say that too.
Thank you.
In my country, only strangers say thank you. Family and friends are told.
What was that? I have a cat.
So this is the wonderful humble house that is supposedly poor. Oh, I heard a scream. You don't have to worry. They're not shooting anybody. They're not stabbing anyone. There's no real torture as like cutting off body parts. What they're doing is they're showing Yoko Ono's latest album. Yes, that is torture to anybody.
Who the heck is that?
Yoko Ono was John Lennon's insect girlfriend / wife. And she was responsible for, people do blame her for breaking up the Beatles.
Oh, and who the heck is she?
Well, she was with him, so
And who the heck is he?
he was part of the Beatles. He was
And who the heck are they?
a musical group. They were a musical group. So the Beatles are a musical group. So I guess a Beatles lesson is needed here. Apparently, to make your life a little bit easier, some people consider them the first boy band.
No.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you don't think that. I don't think that.
I don't know who they are, so no.
Okay. Paul McCartney, never heard of him?
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, he was one of the Beatles.
Oh. Didn't he die?
No, he's one of the two that are still alive.
Oh.
Him and Ringo Starr are still alive.
Who's that?
You might have actually seen Ringo Starr from Shiny Time Station.
What?
He was the Thomas the Tank Show. He was one of the conductors in that. Okay, I guess you didn't watch that either, so I guess you're not going to know who Ringo Starr is. He's probably one of the least popular ones. He was kind of, yeah. All right, so the Beatles, so my Beatles very little basic lesson is now over.
Yeah, I don't know who they are.
Okay.
Never heard of them. Actually, that's a lie. I have. I just don't know who they are.
Okay. So now back to this movie here. So this is the mansion that she's put in. I'm not sure if she sees, I think she's getting some red flags. And eventually she's going to figure out for herself that this guy's bad news. Now we are going to show Jack Colton and his pal Ralph on a camel. This could be funny.
Gotta get off this camel. He's breaking my ass. Oh. Can't get that place. No, the left can't come up. Can't coming up.
So this is them riding a camel, and I wish that Ralph was wearing green because he would look like a little pudgy leprechaun, just bouncing on the back of that thing, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, as he's swearing, as he's looking for his pot of gold from Omar. So I thought that part was kind of amusing. So I don't know. I mean, so far I am actually kind of enjoying this. So I will show the next clip because Joan has found Omar's little secret. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Oh, she's about to get caught.
You bastard! You burnt my hand! I didn't say it wouldn't burn.
Well, so she found out his little plan here. So yeah, she's getting a little bit panicked over this. So believe it or not, I'm only going to show one more clip because I'm going to show you what the jewel of the Nile is, and then we are going to go from there. So I will show that clip in just a second.
A woman. Most unexpected.
I gotta get out of here.
Not me.
No, I'm just Joan Wilder.
Just John Wilder. I'm Al Johara.
Al Jahara?
The jewel of the Nile.
I don't understand. You're the jewel?
For the moment, in 2 nights at the holy city of Kadir, Omar will proclaim himself emperor. Without me to oppose him, he'll march across North Africa like a madman. But the world will see me as the savior of my people.
No, it won't. The world won't believe you. I've been in your office and I've seen your vision. I'm gonna write the truth about you.
The truth.
Okay, so big surprise, huh? Wait until Ralph finds out that the jewel is a person.
He did chop him in half.
I want to see that little man just throw a fit. This just gets better and better. So, with that being the last clip, I know it was kind of a short video, but that's okay. I think the point is pretty cut and dry at this point. I'm not going to give any more away. So now what did I think of this? Was it a sequel I recommend? Yeah, I do recommend it. It's a fun watch. It's a nice action adventure. I don't think it's as bad.
Which one do you like better?
I like Romancing the Stone a lot better. But for this being a sequel, and because people really were disappointed, in my opinion, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's definitely worth a watch. I would buy this for $6 or $7. I wouldn't pay $15 for it. But
I don't want to pay $7 for it either.
You really didn't like it?
I didn't say that, so I ain't spending all that money on it.
Okay, well, to me, $7 isn't a lot of money for a movie if I can watch it more than one time. But for being a sequel, this really isn't bad. If you consider some of the bad sequels out there, Terminator 3, I didn't think Lethal Weapon 3 was all that great. Back to the Future 3 was actually the big hit in 1985. I mean, imagine that, Back to the Future 3. I know it's a successful franchise, but the third movie is definitely not as good as the first two. And that's a pretty... And that's an interesting one. I think that's why Robert Zemeckis didn't do this, because he was doing Back to the Future 3. So obviously he's going to do that instead of this movie. And sadly enough, the screenwriter for this movie actually died as well. She died in a plane crash. So they couldn't get some of the original crew for it. So in 1985, I believe, Back to the Future 3 came out. The second Nightmare on Elm Street. Obviously, this came out. The Goonies came out. I thought that would actually be bigger in some ways than Back to the Future 3. But, I mean, so this movie didn't
I think one of the Indiana Joneses came out too again, didn't it? Is that the 84?
That was, no, that was 84, because the third one came out in 89.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. So there was no Indiana Jones. I'm trying to think if there was another movie in 1985 that was big. I don't think anything's really coming to mind. All I know is the big ones were the Goonies and Back to the Future 3. So this didn't really have a whole lot of movies to compete with after 1984. So it didn't make money, but people were just disappointed in it, and Siskel and Ebert really hated it. They wanted nothing to do with it, but they have no sense of humor. So they're not really ones to go on with this kind of movie. And in one of the scenes, they did rip off a scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark, which is I could take that. This is Indiana Jones-ish, like I've said before. It's a similar concept, but still very, very fun. So I'll go with my grade right now. I would give this about, I would say B minus to B. So it's obviously not as good as Romancing the Stone, but it's like I said, it's still very entertaining. And I what?
Nothing. I was talking to Skipper.
Oh, Skip had something to say. He probably didn't like my grade. So,
He did not.
why? Was I too high? Really? Would you have given this a C? Or is it another U? No, this honestly would be a recommendation. This is definitely worth checking out. It's not as bad as Speed 2, which was completely a flop. This was definitely fun. It's worth a look. Somehow find it on a streaming service. Prime might have it. You just might have to pay for it. So, comment below, subscribe, and thank you for watching.